Hi everyone, welcome to THT, and today we are going to talk about the new product that Fantasy Flight Game has introduced, which is going to be called Intro Battle Hoth. So I'm going to give in this video my thoughts about this new set where they shown basically every single card that is going to be contained. So there's a lot to talk about, so we're going to cover the basic first. This video is sponsored by Card Market, the best marketplace to buy and sell cards in Europe. So first of all, let's get through the basics of what this product is all about. It is going to be a product containing two full-sized 50 cards decks for $20 MSRP, which is the advised price. Doesn't mean that it's going to be like this in your local game store, but it's the advised price. So this is what you can expect. And it will contain only mechanically unique cards and leaders. So basically cards that we've never seen before. It's gonna be meant to be an introductory experience, even more basics than the starter set, even more basic than the starter deck that we had in set 1, which is so far the most basic product we have. It's gonna have this great mat that really explains at length everything there is to know about the game. And it's also going to be meant to be played for quick games, where it's going to be providing our first 20 HP bases that can also be played at a 30 HP base. I think they're double-faced, so you can play either this as a 20 HP or 30 HP depending on your convenience. All cards will be playable in Premiere and Twin Suns, and it's going to release on the 3rd of October. So it's going to be a whole slew of new cards that can be added to your deck. This won't be legal for the upcoming Galactic Championship, but it will be legal before the release of the next set, which is going to be, we can assume, is going to be around November. So there's going to be a whole month where we're going to have this set introduced to us before the release of the next set, which is going to be called Secret of Power, as you know. So first of all, I want to go through the positive of this product. The first thing I want to say that is positive is that it's thematically very attractive. I think the Battle of Hoth is one of the most iconic battles in the saga. It's something that will appeal to Star Wars fans, and it will make them want to try the game. And this is a product that is meant mostly at fans of Star Wars who maybe never played a TCGs before, who want a very simple onboarding experience. It's also great for very young people, and for this, you wanted to pick a theme. You didn't want it to pick an obscure Star Wars theme that only Star Wars fans would know about. You want to pick something that is very mass appeal, and I think a Battle of Hoth is a great choice for that. The second positive I was to say is like cards in this set are very, very simple, and I mean this. I think this is a good thing, because obviously by keeping things as simple as possible, they're focusing on the fundamentals. They're making the experience as easy as possible for the new players. So they have to focus on the fundamentals of the game, and they don't have to be worried about very complex cards. It can be a turnoff when people play a TCG and there's a wall of text on every single card. It kind of releases a lot of your stress and a lot of your anxiety whenever. Yes, you get a couple of cards you have to read through, but most of the cards you have in your hands have no text at all, so it makes things easy to understand. So I think if you are new players, this is the kind of introductory experience I think is really, really good. Yet it still features enough of the evergreen abilities, so it does a great job at teaching the game. Obviously, if the game was entirely made of cards with no ability, that wouldn't do a good job at representing what the game is all about. So it has basically everything you can think of. It has Sentinels, it has when defeated effect, it has restore cards, it has units with activated abilities, the cards with when play abilities, and it has cards with raid. So it has a wide variety of different abilities. So even though it is a very simple product and very simpler than anything we had so far, it remains it does have the majority of the evergreen abilities that you're going to encounter in the game of Star Wars Unlimited. Therefore, it's a great way to it will do a good job at teaching the game to the players, and not only like the very basic, but just like teaching and give us a representative idea of what the game is going to be about. Another positive is that it's very cheap. It's only $20. Remember guys, the starter set, which contained the exact same amount of cards, the starter set from set 1, set 2 and set 3, where you get 2 full-size decks worth around $35 MSRP. This one is $15 less for the exact same amount of cards. And even in the starter decks, you would have only a few cards that would be exclusive to the starter deck, while this one, every single card in the box is unique to that set. So this is on paper a very, very attractive offer and very affordable. I think it's a great idea to make this affordable. I think finally FFG understand that onboarding experiences for the game needs to be cheap for people to get into easily. They're like, okay, if I don't like the game, it's only $20, who cares? And just once again, to play this as a board game, as just you're gonna play this with your friend and have fun just as a board game, I think it's a very valid experience. And you're gonna only spend $20 on it. It's very, very affordable. So it's a very, it's really, really good. So now let's talk about the negatives. So there's a few things that bothered me about this set of cards, and I go into detail. The first thing I don't like is like it lacks a centerpiece that would make it very exciting to pick up for both casual and collectors. I started my trading card game journey at the age of 7 when my mom bought me the starter set of the 7th edition Magic the Gathering starter set, which even contained a CD where you could learn the rules. Yeah, I'm old. and in this amazing thing, the most exciting thing about this starter set was that it had an amazing rare foil card, the Thorn Elemental, which even today I still have my foil Thorn Elemental. It's the card that I will never separate myself from. I have a very special. It's the card that started it all for me as far in my TCG journey. Anyway, it's an exciting card. Foils from old foils, all Magic foils are some of the best looking foils I've ever come across. The card was exciting. It was a rare. It was a massive unit, a massive creatures, and it was really, really exciting. And I really truly wish that the starter set. I think the starter set would be so much more exciting for people to pick up, especially new players, if it simply just had like 1 or 2 cards. Maybe the leaders would be like Hyperspace foil. Like you would make the Vader Hyperspace foil, and you could make the Leia Hyperspace foil. So then you would have those 2 cards in the front of the deck, and make people very excited about it. And I feel like I wish they would pimp it up a little bit. It would make the product more accessible to collectors, and it would also make it more exciting to pick up for especially the young ones, to pick up this and play with it and make them excited about the game. So I think it's a missed opportunity for them to not have to put at least something exciting and flashy in there. So my other big criticism about this set is like it's obviously extremely weak. It's actually the weakest power level we've ever seen in the entire game. And the thing is like, so I understand that this is not meant towards competitive players, obviously, but even for a casual person to buy a product like this, to get hooked into the game, start a game, and realize that none of the cards that he bought from his starter sets are actually competitive or even playable, even in a casual setting, most of those cards are not going to see play. Like even if you talk about cards like Chewbacca, for example, the Chewbacca from this whole starter set, there is simply just literally a Chewbacca in set 1 that is literally strictly better than this one, and you can say that almost every single card in the set. In every single instances, there is like there is a version of the card that already exists that is strictly better than this. And Chewbacca is not even a competitively playable card. So even if you want to build a deck where you would want to play Chewbacca, you will still be better off playing the Chewbacca that is not contained into this set, that is better from set 1. So I feel like if you are a casual player and you buy into this product, I mean, yes, it's cheap, but the fact that none of the cards that are in there are competitively playable will leave you a big bad taste in your mouth. I think that having some amount of those cards to be competitively playable would have made this product. It would have made me much easier for me to recommend this to a new player. Basically, I cannot recommend this product to a new players because it's a waste of money. because they will buy this, they will play it a couple of times. It will be great to teach the game, to learn the game, but once this, they just throw in the trash. There's simply just nothing in there that is going to be carrying through later on. And that's a bit of a, in my opinion, it's a very big missed opportunity, and I just don't understand why they wouldn't want to make some of those cards playable. So just to give you an example, the Chewbacca could have easily been a 4/6 for 5 Sentinel. Just one more stats. Don't make the card more complicated, and that's it. So going through on this ID, there's literally nothing competitive in this set. There's a couple of cards which might see play in some very niche deck. I'll talk about it a little bit later, but overall the set has nothing really to offer to competitive player. And I think, once again, I think it's a missed opportunity, because you can make cards that are very basic and very good at the same time. We've seen this multiple times. You have cards like Battlefield Marine, Restore Arc 170, Open Fire, and I could name you dozens and dozens of cards that are very simple, really teach you the basics of the game, the fundamentals of the game, and are yet very competitive. All three of those cards see a wide amount of competitive play. So in my opinion, you don't have to make cards bad to make them easy to understand. You can make cards that are both very simple, very easy, and yet that you can that have some competitive application. And so then some of the cards that you bought from the starter set, you'll be able to use them later on. And obviously another benefit of this is that it makes it so even competitive players are going to be buying your product. Even competitive players will buy this set of cards, so then they can actually so you're gonna be selling more of those, basically. So I really don't understand the downside of having just to make most of those cards like actually competitively playable. I really don't see the downside of doing this. I really don't. So for me, it is something that I wish they would have done. They would have pushed the power level once again to make it at least on par with what we currently get in normal sets, so it doesn't leave a bad taste in the mouth of the new players when they try to upgrade their starter set to the next level, and it actually makes the product attractive to a wider audience that would include the competitive players. My third criticism of this starter set is the fact that you need 3 boxes in order to get a full playset of each card, which is going to be leaving a bad taste to the collectors. So people who really want to have basically every single card in the game as a 3 of, they have to buy 3 of those sets in order to actually be able to play them. And I think that's pretty unfortunate. I find this to be a little bit I just don't think that's a good strategy. I thought that FFG was done with doing things like this, to be honest. Whenever they made those starter set where they would, every single exclusive card would be the 3 of. Here, if you want to have everything as a 3 of, you need to buy 3 decks. So in my opinion, I would have pushed up the power level of the cards once again to be on par with what we currently have in the set, in normal sets, and I would have made it so you can actually you buy one of these and you get the playset of everything. I think that would have been a better thing to do. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. I don't really like that. Moving on, another thing that I don't like is the fact that the target audience for this product is very narrow, and that seems like a missed opportunity. So bear in mind that once again, I do not recommend this for new players. I think the kind of people that really would like to get this product are people who want to introduce someone else to the game. So basically, people who are going to be wanting to buy that kind of product are basically ambassadors of the game. People who want to introduce this game to other people, and specifically people that are not familiar with trading card games. Because I think that if you want to introduce this game to someone who already is familiar with trading card games, I think you're better off doing this with a starter set. For example, the first starter set from Spark of Rebellion is perfect for this. But it is definitely at the level of complexity that is a bit higher than the one of Battle for Hoth. So I think that if you introduce this to someone who already is versed in trading card games, you probably want to play the starter set. If you want to introduce something to a child or someone that has never played a trading card game before, then this is where Battle for Hoth comes in. So it's very specific. It is very specifically for ambassadors of the game who want to introduce other people to the game that are not Virgin Trading Card Games. So it is a very, very small audience, and I think that it is regrettable and it didn't have to be that way. Keep in mind that in order to make a product like this, they have to have this artist making the artwork for every single card. They have obviously to produce all the cards, and they have to ship it over. They have to package it and they have to ship it over. So it's a lot of spending for a product that in the end of the day only a very, very few people will buy. And because they're sold for such a cheap price, $20, I don't think they're going to make a lot of profit out of them. So it seems to be a product that they've gone through a lot of efforts in order to put them into our hands, but in the end only very few people would want to buy it. So maybe I'm underestimating the amount of people who actually want to just have everything and would just buy them just for the sake of having everything. But in the end, I think this product is going to be, I would be surprised if this product sells a lot, because they're just so, as I said, I don't think it's a good product for if you want to really start to for beginners, and I don't think it's a good product for anybody who wants to play the game competitively. So moving on now to, just before we get into my other thoughts, I just want to let you know that you can currently get on Card Market Ogdobodo for less than €1. Very powerful card. For the Hantu, which is Hantu Blue, which is one of the best deck in the game, for less than €1. So I got initial thoughts on this set. The first question is obviously, is there anything in this set that is even remotely playable in Constructed? And there are a few things that I think are interesting and might be worth considering. Obviously, everything contained in this set is going to be extremely niche. I think that's an understatement. First of all, there's a couple of cards that work pretty well with the Grand Admiral Thrall Leader. You got the Tauntaun Mount. So Tauntaun 1 Mount basically heals 2 damage from your base whenever it gets defeated. It's basically the same as Onyx Squadron Brute, but it has the advantage of being a ground unit with less stats. And in this specific case, having lower stats can be an advantage, because it means that you are going to be able to sacrifice yourself to basically suicide your Tauntaun a little bit easier and heal yourself from it. Is it an upside or is it a downside? There's going to be a situation where it's going to be an upside. There's some situation where it's going to be a downside. Grand Admiral Green is currently the most popular version of the deck, and it can be picked up from Cap Veins. Once again, whether it's better or worse than Onyx Squadron Brutes remains to be seen, but it's an additional option that you might want to consider. It's very, very niche, but it is definitely playable. Another card that is playable with Grand Admiral Thrawn is Admiral Ozzel, which is clearly overpriced, but his one defeatability when doubled with Thrawn basically will give you a sort of a pillage. So it's a unit that will come into play, kill something maybe with a 3 attack, and then discard 2 cards from your opponent, which could be strong. So yeah, Thrawn Red, in my opinion, is not a particularly powerful version of the deck. But if you really want to play this could be semi-playable, I guess. So yeah, moving on to there's other card that also can be interesting to consider. There's obviously I found them and I want proof no leads. Those 2 cards basically have the advantage of drawing you cards and then discarding a card from your hand. The other card, so I think I want proof no leads is better than I found them, but it is a bit narrower in the kind of decks that can run it. If you're playing a deck that has some sort of discard synergies, those cards are not particularly powerful, but they do something very unique. And until something better is printed, which I'm sure is going to happen eventually, those could be worth considering in some sort maybe of Reanimator deck if you're going to be. Once again, I don't think it's amazing, but at least it's worth considering. It's something that maybe you're going to try out. And then finally, probably the best card of this, at least the most generally playable card of this set, is Hearth Lieutenant. So basically the advantage of this card, so it's kind of like a Fleet Lieutenant that costs 1 more resource, but it is obviously on the villainy side, so I guess it's more comparable to Snowtrooper Lieutenant. Snowtrooper Lieutenant is a 2/2 for 2. This one is a 3/4 for 4. So you get 1 more stat compared to a Fleet Lieutenant, 1 more health, but you cost 1 more. So on face value, it's not worth it at all. But the advantage is like the +2 attack the +2 attack bonus and on attack effect, the one playability, basically can apply to anything in the game. It's not restricted to Imperials, and that's, in my opinion, a pretty big deal. So this could be playable maybe in some decks who really want that kind of effect and don't have the luxury of running enough Imperial units to be playing Snowtrooper Lieutenant. So it's extremely niche, but this could be maybe playable. I don't know. So there's a small chance this might see a little bit of play. So other thoughts is that my thoughts is, who is this product for? First of all, I think the first people who are going to be wanting to pick up that product, as I was saying earlier, are people who want to use this as a tool to teach young ones or friends not familiar with TCG or gaming in general. So for me, it's sort of like a product that is made for ambassadors of the game, people who simply want to teach the game to other people who are not familiar with TCGs. I think for that the product is really good. Second, people who really cannot bear to not own everything related to Star Wars Unlimited. I know there is some accomplishers who want to have absolutely everything, want to have every single card in the game, and those people are going to be wanting to pick up that product, and maybe they're going to have to pick up 3 of them. Finally, I just want to say that I do not advise anyone starting the game to buy this. I think that if you're starting into game Star Wars Unlimited and you want to start your journey, do not buy this product. It is not a good way to start the game. You're going to be wasting $20 because nothing in there is going to see competitive play, pretty much. So I do not advise even to play casual decks. You'd be much better off, even if you want to play casual decks, you'd be better off just asking your friends to give you a bunch of commons and uncommons, which are going to be stronger than the cards in this set anyways. So that's kind of like who I would advise. That's kind of my... So if you guys want to know, am I going to be buying this product? I will not be buying this product personally. If I want to make a set I have enough cards in my collection. If I really want to make like a starter set experience for someone who is really new to the game, I can already build one by myself. I don't need to buy something that costs $20 to do that. And I don't think I'm going to be playing any of the card in the set. Maybe at some point, if there's a card that I need for a deck, I might buy it. But I won't be buying this face value. I will buy it if I need any of the cards, which I really strongly doubt I will. So that's kind of my stance on it, my personal stance. But as I said, this product is not made for me, of course. But it could have. That's the disappointment. So overall, my overall conclusion about this is like, I think this product does its basic job very well. It's a very simple experience. It's going to be telling a part of Star Wars that people are excited about. But I think it could have done this very same job so much better with a couple of adjustments, and it could have been much more widely appreciated by the community simply by making a few tweaks. So I think at the same time, I think it's a great idea. So I think this product is a great idea. I think the execution is lackluster. I think they could have done a better job with it. I think they could have made something a bit more interesting and a bit more wide appeal than what it is now. It's a very, very narrow product for very few people. And I think that's a little bit unfortunate. And I think also that it might possibly hurt the game in some ways, because some people might discover the game through this product, might be very, very disappointed and pissed that none of the cards in this set are actually just playable. So it is something that is worth considering. It is known that starter decks are not particularly competitive in any deck, in any game. But here it's kind of like we're reaching new limits, because we have that starter decks before in Star Wars Unlimited, of course, with the and in those starter decks there are a significant number of cards that are really, really playable and competitive. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty of new players who are going to be buying this product in good faith, thinking that this product is going to give them at least some good cards, and then only to realize that that's not the case. And I think that's going to leave them a very bad taste in their mouth. So thank you so much for following that video. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this product? Do you agree with my overall assessments? Once again, I'm not trashing the product. I think the basic idea of the product is great. I've started myself my competitive journey, my journey into trading card games like this by buying a starter product like this that got me into Magic the Gathering. So I completely understand the goal of this product, and I completely understand the purpose of it. I just think it could have done better. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, thank you so much for following that video, and I'll see you next time.